Hi guys, Tom here, working my very messy garage, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about one of my motorcycles. This is a 125cc Boom Vader motorcycle. It's Chinese manufactured, it's a Grom-Clone, it's very affordable, and some assembly required. So when you add all those together, people say, is this reliable? Well, I had some issues myself with reliability. Parts of this motorcycle has failed, but with a few upgrades, I basically turned this motorcycle into something I can really enjoy, ride far from home, knowing it will get me back. So let's talk about some of those upgrades. So here's one of those reliability upgrades I was talking about. The stock battery that comes with these motorcycles are questionable. So if you hook up a quick disconnect to your battery using one of these battery chargers, you can basically, in between riding, plug your battery in, fully charges up the battery. When you're ready to ride, disconnect, boom, the bike starts right up. I've gotten 3 riding seasons so far out of this stock battery, and I have to give credit to the battery charger. It prevents the battery from dying in between rides and also keeps it well conditioned. So this is a great reliability upgrade. A highly recommended upgrade is replacing these engine mount bolts. They tend to break fairly early in the life of the bike. Usually the heads pop off or they break at the threaded section. I'm not sure what type of material it is, but it does seem to be hard enough to be able to tolerate some of the hard riding that you might end up doing, especially after upgrades. So they were replaced with a tougher bolt that I picked up at the local hardware store. And then later on, I actually drilled out these holes to make it a larger bolt, and which reduced a lot of the vibration. But just doing a replacement of the original engine mount bolts is definitely a good reliability upgrade. Well, it's probably the upgrade you were probably wondering about. It's the stock carburetor. The stock carburetor has only 2 screws on the bottom of the fuel bowl. And as a result, just having one screw loosen is enough to cause a leak between the bowl and the carburetor body. And you can see some videos online where gasoline is pouring out. So you can see I have some slots in my screws. I was trying to tighten them up because I did develop a leak after a while. It was just easier just to go with a carburetor upgrade. It was fairly cheap. It came with a kit that had an air filter, of course, and it's been a real nice little performance upgrade as well as a reliability upgrade. So a point of failure with my Boom Vader, and you'll read a lot of others, is a gas tank leak, where the level switch, here's mine, attaches to the bottom of the gas tank through some bolt holes. The mounts are spot welded, and those spot welds tend to be under stress and they pop and they break and you get these little pinholes. I think in hindsight, if I ever get another gas tank or get another bike, I'm going to seal the tank. What you see here is a level switch. I didn't seal it. I had the section cut out and a friend of mine welded that area. So I don't have to worry about gas tank leaks anymore, I hope, and I just use my trip odometer between fill-ups. So here's the scenario. You're riding along, enjoying a great ride, all of a sudden your bike slows down, stalls. Can't figure out what's going on, you try to start the bike up, doesn't do anything. A couple minutes go by, you crank the bike, boom, it starts back up, you're back out on your ride. And again, the symptoms repeat. You slow down, stalls. Now you do a little search when you get back and you find out people are talking about a vapor lock. Well, it's not necessarily a vapor lock of your carburetor. What they're really talking about is a vacuum lock. There is a purge valve, a little check valve that goes to the purge system for your evaporator. And what happens is that sometimes it gets stuck. So what some people have done is just basically removed a lot of the unreliable components, and the line that feeds this check valve is replaced with a one-way vent valve so that air can get into the tank, but no gas fumes get out. And then now there's no vacuum that can develop in your tank. So that's one upgrade that some people recommend. All right, so quick scenario. I'm riding along, I am pushing this motorcycle as hard as possible. I'm on a highway. I am in full tuck trying to keep up with traffic, staying in the right lane. And all of a sudden, my foot peg just drops a couple inches. What happened is on the other side, this lower rear set bolt actually snapped, popped the head right off. Now, I don't want to show you what I did on the other side, but it's kind of like hodgepodge together, but let's just talk about how to prevent this rather than how to fix it. So what I did was I removed the lower rear set bolt, and this is the one from this right side, And I don't know if you can see it, but it's already bent. So what I did was take this bolt to the hardware store and got replacement bolts. A little thread locker, pops right in, good to go. So here's a reliability upgrade that's recommended online. If you keep the bike stock, the stock chain works well. If you do any type of performance upgrade or you ride the bike hard, the stock chain does not do well. So for a cheap, reliable upgrade, I went and I got an aftermarket motorcycle chain. So far, no problems, no concerns, regular maintenance, clean it, lubricate it, have fun. So here's a reliability upgrade I delayed doing for 3 riding seasons. I ran the stock shifter. It had some linkages in here, it was kind of noisy, but I took good care of it. It finally broke and I only had 1 gear riding home. So now I upgraded to the single arm shifter. It has a little folding foot peg, which apparently if you laid the bike down, it prevents energy from being transferred back to the engine. Try to protect the engine. Also, it feels a lot better. I have to say that one of the advantages is you can feel neutral a little bit easier. You can feel when you're shifting up and down, it feels more solid, less slop, and it's much more quieter. So it's a good upgrade. It took me 3 years to do it. It's well worth it. So those are some of my reliability upgrades I did on my motorcycle. If you have any suggestions or additional upgrades you did for your bike's reliability, leave a comment below. Tell us what you did and what you thought about it. In the meantime, I just want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Get out there and ride safe.